Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Were you prepared? Were you prepared for this craziness in the market today? I mean, look at, oh, whoops, I don't have the charts up. Hold on 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and get the charts up. But first of all, if you guys are new to my channel, please go ahead, hit like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you'll get notified when I do go live. Let me turn down that music. Hey, Google, level 1. All right. I'm a person that loves music. So, hello, Julia. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, I do have some positions open. I am hedged right now. The SPY is feeling more bearish. You guys know that when I said, hey, when we go below that 425 EMA on the SPY, I put on my bear hat. Well, I definitely did today. And now we've bounced and we've recovered. We're sort of bouncing at the moment. We're hitting the 4 EMA on the 45-minute chart. When we go to our 9-minute chart here, pivots, everything changes. You see this yellow trend line? This is a trend line from the past. So, oh, thank you, Frank. Oh no, Julia. I'm sorry. We covered it during the meeting here. Well, my live stream, right? And also, you guys will have to check out my Trader's Journey coming out with Benzinga. Also going to be doing a webinar with them next Friday at noon. So next Friday's live stream will likely be earlier. I'll probably do it like 11:15 next week because I'm usually done by 11. So know that next Friday will be earlier. All right, so looking at the SPY, I do have a hedge on if we continue down to the downside, down to 332 area. So looking to see, hey, are we going to continue create that H right here, right? It sort of looks like an H, but it would kind of struggled. We had a bounce right here. So not sure if we are going to be going long or short. Yeah, Frank, it's okay. You know what? Having a healthy pullback in the market is okay, right? We did lose a couple weeks, right? We were back at a threshold point where we had a lot of activity back here, and then came up, definitely was out of our normal channel here. Thought potentially we were going to have a bounce and a recovery, but nope, the big guys had other thoughts. So here we do have that yellow trend line here. Let's pull it back on the chart and let's see how far back does that trend line go. It looks like it might even be on a weekly chart. Nope, it's on a daily chart, and I think that's from when we were down at this level before, right down here. I highlight it, yeah, you see those are the tops that I drew it off of. So let's go closer in. Oops, should have gone back like this. So if we go back further, we had that resistance back here when we were hanging out, and I said, hey, if we go above this resistance, then we're going to be bullish. And look at how much we had an ascending triangle back here. We broke above it, and it seems like now maybe that was a resistance point or an area in which it was going to stall, and maybe they're positioning around here again. So just watching, oh, it's crazy. Because the VXX is increasing, right? I do have calls and puts on, full disclosure on the SPY, and they're both up. Go figure, right? Does that make sense? Well, when the VIX goes up, you can have calls and puts in making money, which is kind of fun. All right, so we have the list over here. Pretty much everything was a short today. You can see everything was pretty much bleeding, except for IMAB. So it did bleed off of the open, but it's still green on the day. Came down, hit our 50 simple moving average, and bounced. And then CCL. CCL had a squeeze happening today. Squeezed up, pulled back, again, almost at that 50. And look at the timing, 10:30. So 10:30, now it's coming back up. We're hitting a resistance right here. You know what, Frank? If we end up lower on the day, I would be more cautious myself personally, um, putting more in cash for potentially a Black Friday type sale. I do have the bleeding heart up here. Sorry, Julio, that's for you. The bleeding heart for all the blood on the streets in the market right at the moment. Let's go ahead and look as well at Microsoft, the big ones. You guys know I like to look at Microsoft. We are down outside of that channel today, and we've broken a trend line as well. And let me turn off our pivots here. All right. It did have a nice little recovery bounce. Could not break above that 21 EMA right here. Let's look at the SPY if we broke that 21 EMA. I don't even think we came close to it. Yeah, we didn't even come close to it. So it had a weird bottom. So it came up, it was like a V, and then came back down. We have a higher low, right here. So if we break this trend line, watch out, potentially a test of 334.92. I'll put an alert there, crossing down. Do we die more? G-Man, it might happen. Julio, flow trade was amazing today. I have it up on my other computer, so I can't unfortunately share it, but it rocked. Did you see my tweet about it this morning? It had nice movement right at the open. Let's go ahead and bring up my Twitter. Here. And then here. And then right here. So you can see a little bit more explanation of flow trade. So when there is a divergence, the green line is going to be the high frequency trading algorithm, HFT. And when you have the HFT in divergence from the price action, I put this black line here, I couldn't change the color, it will usually end up that it is going to come back to that level. I'm just going to put the link in there if you guys want to test it out. You can try it free for 7 days. Usually you'll be able to go ahead and profit beautifully like this one. So we saw that there was selling right at the open. Where did the price go? Surged up, right? So we know that when it's selling right here, it's going to come back and it's going to test that level. So once it started to curl over after hitting 347.80, boom, put on a short, put on a put, and then come back down. Yep, it did return back and retrace back to that area where there was the divergence, and then we had continued selling on the high frequency trading algorithm. Oh, Julia, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Can you use it for a swing trade, and how long is the signal good for? You know what? I have only really used it for intraday trading because it is a high frequency algorithm. However, they do have the 1, the 2, and the 15 minute. If you would look at it for a swing trade, you probably want to use the larger time frame to see on a bigger scale how much it's either buying or selling. All right, let's go back to the chart. So we are, almost looks like a little bit of a cup and handle here, huh? Like keeps wanting to try to test highs. Maybe we're going to come up and test 340, and then I'll put an alert here. If we go ahead and we break above, add an alert, crossing up, and 340. And you have to remember too that if you were to be buying calls down here, when you have the VIX decreasing or VXX decreasing, that's also going to be your volatility, right? So many times it will decrease. I don't know, I believe I'm competing with Trump right now, so thank you guys for joining me. I think Trump is speaking live at the moment. But when we have, whoops, just 2 X's, there we go. That if this is pulling back, that's going to be our volatility, right? So if this is pulling back, you will likely see a decrease in premium for both calls and puts. So while it's pulling back, let's see, where did it bounce off of yesterday? It bounced off of this blue 200 EMA. So we might come all the way back down to 29.33 and then bounce on it. My fear is that this is a green light for the sideline money to pile in and the melt up continues. Thoughts? You know what? In the training pit, you guys have to come over and check out the training pit because it's absolutely awesome. That is where we talk about the dark pools, all about trading around the dark pools. So if we go into, let's look here at, this is equity clock, right? You guys have seen me use it before. And if we go in and we look here, okay, this is 4-year election cycle. What happens for September? There tends to be a downward turn until the end of September at least, and then it tends to bounce up. Well, let's go ahead and look at S&P. Let's see. Should go ahead and pull up not the growth ETF. I just want to see S&P 500. So what happens? Well, we tend to pull back, right? So we are just in the beginning here, beginning of September, then a surge up to middle of September, and then a pullback right here. So if we have that happen, we could definitely see that it's going to, oh, just got an alert, hold on. And I'm trimming a position over here. Let's see what's our alert. SPY crossing up 340. There you go. I just put that on and we're hitting up above 340. So, whoops, wrong one. If we continue with this, right, we came up in August, pulled back. That was the past 2 days, right? We come up, we test that former high, come back, up even higher, right? So maybe we'll see 360, like I was saying. Maybe we will have that melt up. If not, then we will be coming back down. So we will see where we close today. That should be pretty telling as to what's going to happen. Are we going to go ahead and close lower down here below 336 and potentially bounce? Is this a sell-off in relation to the holiday weekend? So remember, the market is closed on Monday. If you didn't remember that or didn't know, the market is closed on Monday. And so please position accordingly as well. All right. Any questions as to what you guys want to look at for today? Any questions on any stocks you'd like to check out? No questions? All right, well, let's go ahead and look at Microsoft and Apple. Let's see, Microsoft 15-minute chart there, and Apple, let's turn these off. Right, so it came down, it's fairly strong pullback on Microsoft, but we did bounce off of this trend line. Apple, we had a big pullback since 106, 110. Nice potential entry down here. As I was saying, I would like to see it down at that 106 level for Apple to get into it. So I'm feeling like I might actually go ahead. You see 106, that 50 SMA. If we can go ahead and get in here, then potentially this is going to have a nice move to the upside. Oh, look at Amazon for sure. I will check it out. Let's look at Amazon. All right, so on Amazon, yeah, Amazon hit the 50 simple moving average as well. Very nice entry right there. So that's a nice potential entry. That would be where I would have wanted to get in. So I was too busy trading to the short side and not potentially looking to the long side to see where we could go from here. But it does look like we could have a nice move for that next week and a half to the upside. So might be a nice swings to the upside. Potentially, we've got Microsoft bouncing, we've got Amazon bouncing. Apple didn't come all the way down, but it did have a nice little recovery right here. Let's look at that for ES. Well, it's going to be different because this is delayed, but we will go ahead and pull it up. And right here on the daily chart. So it looks like we're below it on mine on the delay. Let's go and look. Let's look at the SPY, because that SPY might be better telling right here. So SPY, yeah, SPY, we are above it as well. You can see it right here, just above that trend line. So yeah, it might be a bounce off of the bottom down here. Let's see. Yeah, look at that, right down here. So it looks like as long as we close above 337.43, it looks like we might have a nice rebound coming. And of course, I have no idea what Trump is talking about right at the moment. If he's saying, hey, we have great things about the vaccine, this is doing really well, and we're going to go ahead and be able to have everybody go to the polls come November, which is one of his big worries, of course. So keeping all of that in mind, it's really important with the trades, but more importantly, it's where are the big guys and what are the big guys doing? Are they selling? Are they buying big down here at the bottom? I told you guys the past couple of weeks we were seeing a lot of dark pool activities, and for now, a lot of them are going to be, we did hit some of the levels of where the dark pool was trading. You can see right here was a pretty strong point of control back from February 19th. We broke above it. So we pretty much tested the former high, and now we're bouncing off of it. We will see when we go back and we look back here what happened. Let's zoom it in right here. Right? When we were here, we never bounced off of that former high. It was just 1 day drop, 2 day drop, massive gap down, right? So is history going to repeat itself and we are going to go below it? Yeah, the SPY is definitely below some dark pool activity. However, we could be surprised and we might find out on Tuesday that they pulled it back just to buy in, right? We're seeing a lot of these majors bouncing. Microsoft is bouncing. Apple is bouncing, right? And we're seeing Amazon as well. You guys saw it. Amazon is bouncing. Let's go actually to the SPY and the Qs. Let's go right here, SPY holdings, right? So we've got Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. Let's check out Facebook. I'm sorry, Julia, what is the deal with Kosovo? I have no idea. Here is an upward trend line. We bounced off of another trend line here for Facebook, hit the 21 EMA, bounced off of that. Nice recovery so far. They could bring it all the way back up here, and then they could sell it off further. We're starting to see the averages curl over. Google as well. Let's see what happened with Google. Almost came to our 50 simple moving average, which you can see was holding as support. We did test these two areas of point of control, and we bounced off of it. Johnson & Johnson, let's check that. So Johnson & Johnson came down to the 50 as well, bounced off of that for now. Berkshire Hathaway, way far away from our 200 and our 50, so that's still holding fairly strong. Visa as well, didn't quite come down to the 50, but a lot of people are living off of credit at the moment. And Procter & Gamble, let's see, Procter & Gamble, JP Morgan is actually up on the day. So Procter & Gamble tested our 21 EMA, bounced. JP Morgan, pretty much the only financial, really, it looks like. Bank of America is up too. So some of the banks are actually doing, Coca-Cola is up. So there's a handful, a sprinkling of some. Tesla is up today. These are not in the S&P 500. It's that we were doing the midday update and they were here. So it came to the 21 EMA, bounced, and now it came up to the moving averages. We did have the curl over of the moving averages yesterday on Tesla, so we might see a further pullback. This, again, I would like down here at 326. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert, crossing down, so that, hey, if we see it come down to 332, I would like to go ahead and get in and potentially get in there as a long. All right, if you all do not have any other questions today, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Remember, I am also on Ticker Talker at 1 o'clock on their channel. If you guys want to come over, we will be talking more about the market there. And next Friday, I will be on earlier because I will be doing a webinar with Benzinga all about the dark pools. And I will let you guys know about that on Thursday as well. So have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your time off. Fill those memory books with memories with your friends and family. And please be safe out there. All right, Carpet Profits. Use those profits one trade at a time. Thanks, guys.